I think we're live. There we go. Hey, everybody. This is Lewis and Michelle here giving us our Extreme Rules predictions. Hopefully, it is a crazy pay per view because
Yes,
I think every single match is a gimmick match. Every single match has a stipulation attached to it. Almost.
almost everyone, but
Yeah.
all the titles are on the line.
That's good because last year there was like one or two matches that had stipulation.
Yeah.
All right, Michelle started off. What do we got? What are we starting with?
The first match is Lacey and Corbin versus Rollins and Becky. Extreme Rules, winner takes all.
What do you think about that stipulation? That's a first. So
Yeah.
I was a little thrown off.
I like it. I think that Lacey and Corbin are going to win. That's my prediction. Um,
Oh
I
yeah,
really, yeah, I really don't want Lacey to win, but I don't know.
man.
Vince seems to be pushing her and Corbin something awful. So I can't really see them pushing the two of them as much as they have and then not letting them get the belts because they said this is going to be the last chance.
Yeah, that's true. There's been, I guess you can say, reports that Vince apparently after Extreme Rules everything's gonna be a clean slate because that'll be the quote unquote official time that Bischoff and Heyman take over. So you're right. It can go either way. They're either gonna start fresh with some super heel heat champions, or my prediction for I don't know. I feel the same way as you, but man, something's just telling me Becky and Seth are gonna win. That's what I'm going with. Oh, nice coffee mug.
Thank
Say
you, Braun
say
Strowman.
brought, yeah, nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Becky and Seth. Just off of pure instinct. I have no good reason
Hey,
why, but like you said, you had a good point.
that and with Heyman in charge, I think having heels with the belt, that seems like a
Yeah,
Heyman move to
that's
me.
that's his thing. He definitely knows how to make them I guess stars.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to our next match. I want to talk about Shane and Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns and Undertaker.
Okay.
I think that's a gimme. You don't bring the Undertaker back so he can lose. So
Right.
I think it's gonna be a good match to see what happens. Extreme Rules. Um,
No
so I'm
holds
yeah,
barred.
no holds barred. There you go. So
Yeah.
definitely going with Taker and Roman on that one.
I agree. I think that Undertaker definitely needs a redemption after that whole mess with
Man,
Goldberg.
that was
Um,
bad.
he deserved it. Was terrible, and Undertaker's getting older. If this is his last match, it's got to be something that's epic.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think Roman Reigns will bring that to the table, but I do think that Shane and Drew will make this a fantastic match for Undertaker, and at least he can kind of go out on top because that Goldberg was just it was trash.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm definitely going with Roman and Taker, but something's telling me that this is gonna probably lead to a Taker Drew McIntyre match somewhere down the line. I don't know if it'd be SummerSlam or WrestleMania, but man,
That's
that
what
would be a match.
I was hoping for that as well. But now they're saying that all the plans that they had for SummerSlam are getting nixed, and that they're going
Yeah,
to let Bischoff and Heyman do it. So you never know. I'm hoping for it. I would love to see Drew and Undertaker at SummerSlam. That would be amazing.
yeah. I feel like, I mean, it won't be a passing of the torch moment. I guess it could be for Drew as like I guess the new solidified big man in the
Right.
WWE. Because you have Lashley and Strowman, but they've been booking them so weird, and we don't really see them as a dominant force. I see Drew McIntyre more one, because he's hanging with Shane McMahon, and two, I haven't seen much people kick out of that Claymore kick, and that's my favorite
Yeah.
special move.
Oh yeah, yeah. Drew's amazing,
Yeah, that thing.
and I'd like to see him branch out on his own. They keep sticking him with people, and I don't think he needs anybody. He can stand on his own, and I'd like to see
Yeah,
him get a championship run.
him and Taker have similar. So to me, at least, they have similar entrances. Just towards the end, when Drew
Right.
McIntyre screams and the blue light comes out. Oh, that's dope. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. What did you have next?
Uh, Kofi and Joe for the SmackDown Championship.
Oh, this was tough. This was super tough. There's so many scenarios thanks to Brock Lesnar going on, and then after the
Yeah.
angle they pulled off the other day, Samoa Joe choking out Kofi. It's just like I didn't know who to pick. I went with my gut. I guess pure instinct again. And just because of the Fox move coming in October, I'm going with Kofi because I still think Brock
Okay.
is gonna cash in on Kofi. I don't know when, but as you know, me assuming that I'm gonna have to go with Kofi keeping a belt unless he loses and wins it back, but I don't see that happening.
I'm going to go with Joe. I love Samoa Joe. I've always
Man,
loved Samoa Joe. I think he would be a great champion. And I also think that Kofi's had a really good run, but I don't really know storyline where we go from here that will keep him going and keep him relevant. I think that
yeah,
we need some changes, and especially with SmackDown going to Fox, you want that heel,
yeah,
you want Joe with that edge.
yeah. And I
So,
agree with you with the Kofi situation. I kind of fell off a board maybe a couple weeks after WrestleMania off the Kofi Mania train. I was like, okay, you got your moment, but I don't know. I felt like they did introduce the wild card thing, and I don't know, maybe that kind of ruined him for me. But I'm not impressed by the Kofi run. I do want to see Joe with it, but like
right,
I saw, like the facts to me are kind of point towards Kofi, kind of.
right. It is. It's hard because, with Brock having the money in the bank, that really
Yeah,
does kind of like, where do we go from here? Is he going after the SmackDown? Is he going after the Raw belt?
yeah. So
I don't
I
want
get,
to see him go after either one, to be honest with you, unless he
I
fails
know
to cash in.
that would be the best, but I doubt it. So quick bonus question: do you think he's gonna cash in? And if he does cash in tomorrow, Sunday night, how?
I would love to see if Rollins does retain, Brock cash in on Rollins, because I think that Rollins needs to go. His reign has been terrible. It's
Yeah,
been so lackluster and so boring, and he needs to drop the belt. So if it's not going to be Corbin, I think it would be interesting to see Brock cash in and then have somebody take over Brock.
yeah. I like that. I
Maybe
like.
Drew McIntyre.
Oh man, I thought they would end up at WrestleMania. I thought he was gonna win the Royal Rumble, but whatever.
Right.
I think my I guess wild prediction, Kofi retains and Joe is just so pissed because he's been losing and losing and losing. He just beats the living crap out of him and then eventually puts him to sleep. And then here comes Brock F5 Suplex City, new champion.
That would
Potentially.
be cool too. That would be
Yeah.
cool too.
If that happens, I'm gonna mark out. I'm gonna just start screaming. I knew it. I knew it.
I called it.
Yeah, I think I always act like that when I get something right. I always jump up like, yes, I knew it. Hire me,
Yep.
Vince.
Well, that was my husband. We were watching the show, and then he's like, I bet you Undertaker's going to come out and help Roman Reigns. And I'm like, why
Oh
would
wow.
Undertaker come out and help Roman Reigns? And then he came out and he's screaming, I told you.
All right, that's a good prediction.
That was awesome. It was pretty cool.
All right. After Kofi, I have Bailey versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
Yes.
That can go either
Interesting.
way. I
That
had
could go a
two.
bunch of different ways.
Yeah, seriously. Ultimately, I came to the conclusion that Bailey is gonna retain. So Bailey retention. Maybe a couple of miscommunication between the Alexa and Nikki Cross, but anything can happen. Uh,
Right.
uh, and the one reason why I decided to choose Bailey was apparently Alexa is suffering through a sinus infection. She hasn't been
Yes.
on, yeah, she hasn't been on TV because of that. So it's like, maybe they're not gonna have her in the ring too much. Maybe they will. You know, it's a pay per view, so you could gotta expect anything.
Right. Right.
Uh,
I would love to see Nikki turn on Alexa,
oh man,
but I think the swerve is going to be Sasha Banks comes out
Ooh.
to help Bailey retain.
Yeah. Oh man, Sasha. I don't want to see
Keep
her.
hearing that she's coming back. I don't want to see her either. I can't stand her, especially after that temper tantrum. Like, girl, no.
Yeah,
But
just to get
they
over
keep
herself.
saying she's gonna go come back. So if she does, now would be the time to do it.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, if she does, I guess I'll be happy. I just hope they don't end up doing another stupid Sasha Bailey feud because they can't replicate what happened in NXT.
Right.
It was too good, and they tried it and it failed. They fought for like a month. They were friends for a month. Fought again, friends again. Then they completely dropped the story, and then they became the tag team champs. So it was a confusing storyline for them. I understand Vince wants to, why wouldn't he want to replicate what NXT did and make it better in his eyes? But
Right.
you
But they
can't.
failed.
Yeah. So if she does come back, I hope they go back after the tag team titles and eventually face the probably the Kabuki Warriors. I think they're gonna end up. That's the only title not on the card, unless they just spring it out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have that down at all.
So that I don't know. I'm just hoping that it's something worth a pop. I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
Sasha's gonna get a pop from some fans, but I think at the same time, like fans like us, they're also gonna boo the hell out of her because
Yeah.
she, honestly, the TV without her, the women's division, at least on Raw side, there's not a lot of star power. You haven't seen Charlotte. All we've been seeing was Bailey and Nikki Cross and Alexa, and occasionally, I don't really want to count Becky. Becky, I feel like she's on a completely different level than the other women. So there's no comparing none of them to her.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but Sasha has held that division down. I won't lie. Even if she's crybaby as she is, she has some good matches.
Yeah. That's true. I'll give her that. I
Nice.
still don't like her. That's
All right,
okay.
what you got next?
U.S. Championship title: Ricochet versus AJ.
Ooh, man. This was easy for some reason. I just because I'm gonna go with Ricochet retaining, and the only reason I say that is I feel like the club is gonna get involved, but because AJ Styles says that, that he's been talking smack to them low key lately, and they've been playing mind tricks on AJ. I feel like that's building up to something on Sunday, and somehow, some way, they're probably gonna try to cheat and completely miss and botch the finish, and then Ricochet will probably get like a roll up or something.
Right.
So that's my finish.
I think that Ricochet will retain also. As much as I would love to see AJ hold the belt, I think that just based on everything we know and what we've heard about him wanting to take some time off, um,
Oh yeah.
that Ricochet is going to retain, which I think is good because it's good for AJ to get him over. They just gave him the belt. I don't think that they're going to take it away from him that soon.
Yeah, probably not.
And I don't know if it's going to be something where the club gets involved and messes it up, or if somebody comes out to maybe help Ricochet. We did see the Street Profits on.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, that would be a nice feud. The club
maybe they'd
versus
come
Street
out.
Profits.
Yeah, because it seems like they really want to push Gallows and Anderson as a tag team now, which is great. They definitely should be. So they need some nice new talent. So maybe a tag team will come out.
Now, speaking of the club, when I first got back into wrestling, that's how I know when I first started watching again was when they were the Raw Tag Team Champs, and that was a long time ago. So when I first saw them, I'm like, man, who are these guys? They're the champions, so they got to be good. And then I did some background on them, and I'm like, okay, the club. And then I liked them, and then next thing you know, I only got to like them for a bit. So I guess when I got into their title run was, I guess, towards the end, and I forgot who they lost their titles to, but
yeah, I forgot who they lost to, but then they kind of got buried after that.
Yeah, you haven't seen them after that for a while.
Yeah,
which
is a shame.
Yeah, and I don't like. I love their entrance music. I like AJ's entrance music too, but I like their entrance. I like if they were to come out on their own.
Yeah,
because they come out with AJ, he makes it. I love when they do the Too Sweet. So when they're all at the top of the ramp doing the Too Sweet, it's pretty cool. But I'm like, man, I want Gallows and Anderson's music.
Yeah, definitely better.
All right. Next, I had Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley, last man standing match. Ooh, man. I don't know. Let me see, who did I pick? You know what? I think I went with the I played it safe. I went with Braun Strowman. Just because he's the one who got hurt worse than Lashley. Lashley cut that promo. Saying he wants to basically end Lesnar. And to me, I guess it's lazy booking. You build up the heel for the go home shows. He basically overcomes all the whatever happened, and then here comes Braun Strowman. He's gonna win. Last man standing match, though, that's what makes it more interesting. I'm like, okay, if it was a regular match, it'll probably be a quick 5-10 minute match. But I think this is gonna go like 20-25 minutes.
I hope so. I think it's going to be a really good match. I love both of them. I think that they both could use the push. I would like to see Lashley win, but I'm predicting that Braun will win.
And I would love to see Lashley with give him back Leo Rush. Just as annoying as he was, he helped Lashley out a lot just with the promo work.
Although his last promo wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too cringy. It wasn't too cringy at all.
Most of the time, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like, he sounds like a robot. All right, what do we got next?
Raw Tag Team Championship belts, the Revival versus Usos.
Oh, I'm going with the Revival. I think it's a Revival retention. I agree. WWE wants to keep them. Yeah, the Usos are probably better than them, but I think the Usos has won the tag titles more than any tag team, right? Even more than the New Day?
I think
so. Yeah, so I think they're good. It's not too early to take the belts off of the Revival, but it just doesn't make sense to take them off. Maybe at SummerSlam, maybe at SummerSlam they'll have another triple threat or something. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Revival on this one.
I agree. The Usos and the New Day, they are amazing tag teams, but they've pretty much been running the division.
Oh yeah,
for a while.
Yeah,
and they need a break. They've got a lot of really great tag team on both Raw and SmackDown that they're not utilizing properly. And if they would, maybe people would be a little bit more comfortable. And, there was some talk about the Revival not being happy and maybe not re-signing.
Yeah, yeah. They have a
So,
long history with the Young Bucks in AEW, the whole FTR. It's forever the Revival in the Revival's eyes, but the Young Bucks will always say "fuck the Revival" or "free the Revival" was the most recent one.
yes.
Basically, when they were asking for their release. So
Yep.
I like the Revivals right now just because their promo work is gold. I love their promos. They
Yeah.
they know how to piss people off, which is great, and they have a really great finishing move, the Shatter Machine. Super cool special move. They have the basics and the fundamentals of any typical great tag team.
Oh, yeah. And they remind me of old school tag team wrestling, which I
Yeah.
love. So,
Yeah, just straight. Let's get at it. No, let's not play any games. Come on.
yeah.
That was the best. All right. Next I had the SmackDown tag titles: Heavy Machinery versus New Day versus the Tree Huggers. I guess.
Oh,
I,
that's
I
right. I forgot that Daniel Bryan and Rowan are in that match as well.
I'll let you go. Let me hear what you got. What do you think?
I would really love to see Heavy Machinery win it just because they're a new upcoming tag team. I think we need new blood. I think we need new storylines. I hate Daniel Bryan. And the New Day, as much as I love them, like I said, they've just been running the division. I think that they need a break. We need some new, fresh storylines. Um, and what a way to get them over, to get a win over New Day and Daniel Bryan and Rowan.
Yeah, my before the main whatever it was, the match on SmackDown where it was a triple threat and Otis ended up winning. Um I thought I think you're right, they might end up winning. They really might end up winning cuz just as a surprise, it'll be the swerve of the night. Nobody would expect it.
Right.
And people will go home thinking, "Okay, what's going to happen next with them?" Because they're obviously they're good. They're great workers. They have good moves. They have charisma. They just need to get over with the fans.
Yes.
And I felt like when they were in Washington and Daniel Bryan's home, and they came out and tried to promo against Bryan and wrestle against Bryan, it completely they didn't work because it's Daniel Bryan's home state.
No.
So I'm gonna go with I don't know. So I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan and Rowan retention. I
Okay.
don't know. Hope maybe this will build up them losing at SummerSlam. I'm not so sure about
Okay.
this match just because triple threats throw me off. You can do anything with it, and you
Yeah.
can regardless whoever wins. I feel like Bischoff will make a great storyline for each of them. The New Day, they can do their typical cut promos in the middle of the ring and have an open challenge. I feel like Heavy Machinery will probably do the same thing to prove to everybody they're fighting champions. Then you'll
Right.
have Daniel Bryan and Rowan who do their "we're heels, we'll only face you if you earn it" type of thing. But either way, whichever way they decide to go, whichever route they decide to go, I think it's going to be such good shit.
I agree.
All right.
Next
Just
one I
few matches
have,
left.
oh man, Aleister Black versus Cesaro.
Oh man, this is gonna be great. Both of these guys need to win.
Yep. I love them both. They they both need the win, and I'm afraid that whoever loses is it's just going to be bad. So I'm hoping that Bray Wyatt interferes.
Ooh. Oh man, I did not even
We
think about
haven't,
that.
yeah, I mean, we haven't seen him. He's been building this up and building this up, and Then it kind of tapered off the last couple weeks. We didn't see anything. I just need somebody to come in so that
Yeah.
neither one of them loses.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. No contest would make sense for both of them.
Yeah. Especially
I,
the
I
way that they've been building them both up. Why would you do that just to have one of them lose? It just doesn't
oh, then you could
make
do
sense.
like a triple threat the next time, and they'll have a crazy match, all three of them together,
Right.
steal the show.
Right.
Okay, so I ended up putting down Aleister Black. Um, I just like Aleister Black, so that's mainly why I picked him. Just because they actually had some decent card. It was hard to pick some of these. Some of them were gimmies, like okay, that's easy, but majority of them were actually like okay, I gotta think. I gotta go back a couple weeks, think back to all the little things, because
Yes.
WWE teaches a lot, and we never noticed it until after the pay per view. We're like, oh, that's what that angle was about.
Yep. Now, I
So
have to say, this pay-per-view is rather impressive.
yeah,
They did it right this time.
I wish they would sneak in Finn and Nakamura. Surprisingly, Finn's not on the freaking card. I thought he was when I did my SmackDown review. I mentioned it. I could have sworn they said it was going to be on it.
I could have sworn that it was going to be, I don't have it written down either. It wasn't on the list that I got online, but I could swear that they said
Yeah,
Nakamura was going to face Finn.
yeah. I mean, if they do, I'm going for Nakamura. I love Finn Balor, but after that SmackDown match, Nakamura put him to sleep. Kinshasa after Kinshasa is like, oh man, I miss Nakamura.
Yeah.
And him as a heel is even better. And I
Yes.
feel like he could tear the roof off with Kofi. And storyline wise, they could have a lot of good promos. Just that whole I don't speak English. That was the best when he first came out with that. I
Yes.
was like, oh my god, Nakamura as a heel is amazing.
Yeah.
And his promo work is horrible because his English is bad. And he still pulled it off, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. He
Because
does
he
make the
had me
best of it.
intrigued every week. I was like, I need to see Nakamura again, just to see that backstage interview of him saying he doesn't speak English.
Yep. Yep. And honestly, I feel like Nakamura, we haven't seen a lot of him. He needs the push, where Finn Balor is more the kind of guy that he doesn't need a belt. He's so good. He puts on good matches all the
Yeah,
time, no matter who he's with, no matter what the storyline is. It's always a home run with him. He doesn't need the push.
yeah,
Nakamura needs it.
yeah. There's a lot of fans aren't behind Nakamura. You're right. Finn
Yeah.
is he can. I think he should have. I miss a lot of the matches WWE used to have back in the day. That was no titles involved. It was just two faces or two heels or a face and a heel that just completely hated each other and so much emotion, like Triple
Yep.
H and Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam, the no sanction match. That was the main attraction. So
Yep.
they can do a lot with Finn. Has that type of aura around him. Just like you say, he doesn't need a belt. Everybody knows who
Right.
he is. Move set gets everybody into the crowd. His charisma is great. His promos are
Yep.
getting better. Um, I think a Bullet Club reunion with Finn, AJ, and the club will take over the
Yes.
entire WWE. That
That
would,
would be awesome.
yeah, like you would
Yeah.
have the club with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson take over the Raw side, and then AJ and Finn take over Smack. I'm overbooking right now, but
It
that
could
was
work.
still, yeah, it could work. Finn, like you said, Finn doesn't need a belt. He just needs to be on TV, and that's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
I think the only show that's left, the only matches left will be on the pre-show. I was about to say buy-in. The Drew Gulak and Tony Nese for the 205 live belt. Um,
yes.
I, I I don't watch a lot of 205, so I'm just gonna go based off of my I guess common sense and say Gulak hasn't had it for that long, so I'm gonna have to go with him.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of 205. I catch kind of recaps and news about them, and from everything I've heard, I think I agree. It's going to be Gulak. He just got it, and Nice is great. He really is talented in the ring, but I think it's Drew Gulak's time. He's from everything that I've heard, he's been carrying 205 for a while now, and he's really earned this belt. And I think it's too soon to take it off of him.
Oh yeah, yeah. So let's see what happens. This is gonna be a great card all around. Um,
Yeah.
any weird swerves, maybe a weird comeback that we might not expect to lead up to the next pay-per-view besides Sasha? I think that's the only
Besides,
really big
besides
pop.
Sasha and Bray, I don't think there would. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, me neither. One thing that I did see that's something to look forward to is I guess the creative and Vince McMahon have acknowledged how shitty Shane McMahon's been on TV. So the reports I saw were saying that they're working on whittling him off of TV for a long, long time. So
Oh,
he
okay.
might get written off some way. Maybe the Undertaker will write him off on Sunday, or maybe he'll have
Right.
a match at SummerSlam that will write him off for a while.
I
Because,
don't mind Shane McMahon. I mean,
cause,
he's a decent wrestler. He's a great performer. I think that he puts on amazing matches with people.
yeah,
And I think to bring him in now just to kind of get that heel hate and to get those really great matches in, to get people kind of to tune in again was a
yeah,
good idea.
yeah.
But
I like Shane as a face.
really,
Yeah, I liked him as a face. As a heel, I can't. They did a really good job of making me hate him because I can't. Anytime he's on TV, like Raw and SmackDown, I missed the main event just because he was in there. I tuned off. I was like, you know what? I'm not watching it. It's gonna be some stupid best in the world segment. I don't even want to watch it. Yeah. I
no,
mean,
I think he does a great job as a heel. He makes you hate him something awful, and
yeah,
that's what it's supposed to be. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, hopefully everything is better in time. Bischoff and Heyman, Vince taking a step back. XFL's coming up, so he'll be a good. One thing I did notice
right,
about Shane is he has feuds with Kevin Owens, The Miz, Roman Reigns. I think that's it. I think he has those three. I think for some reason I heard this online also. He might pick on, maybe two other people. Cedric Alexander's in the mix now. I don't know if he's
yes,
gonna be either on Shane's side or on Roman's side, but I think this might lead to a Shane McMahon Survivor Series takeover, Shane McMahon team of his bad guys against, I guess, Roman, Miz, all the people he's screwing with right now, Kevin Owens, you
that
know?
would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that won't be your
If
typical Survivor Series match, but it would still be,
right,
a match at Survivor Series.
right, and with Heyman, if Heyman could have some control over that, it would be epic.
Yes, it's gonna be
It really
great.
would. Yeah.
All right,
And
well,
did you happen to hear Jim Cornette and his podcast where he talks about Bischoff and Heyman taking over?
I did not hear that one. I was busy hearing him bash AEW. I love hearing him. I love AEW, but gosh, he makes a great point all the time.
He really does. He really does. I was listening to him bash the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and it was like,
Yes,
wow,
man, he's
he's
such a
incredible.
savage. Yeah, yeah, he spits the truth, and
He
there's
really
not
does.
much you could say. And it's one of the reasons I'm interested in checking out MLW. A lot of people recommend it in the group, and he's on the commentary, and he's always talking on his podcast on how much he hates corny wrestling, and he says MLW. This is the only reason he's working with them is it's not corny wrestling. So
Right.
we'll see. Maybe one day I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because I've loved Cornette for years. But yeah, he said he doesn't have much faith in Bischoff because he just thinks that Bischoff has no idea what he's doing creative wise or writing wise or booking wise.
Oh man.
But he had a lot of good things to say about Heyman,
Yeah,
and
you
he
can't
thinks
knock
that
Heyman. Heyman's just not a
he
good businessman because
true.
obviously, ECW went bankrupt. But he's a great
Yeah.
storyteller.
Yes.
Probably the best storyteller because his promos are you never hear bad promo besides the last week. That was the worst promo I ever heard from Paul
Yeah,
Heyman.
I was surprised by that. I was like, what is going on? That's the first time in like 30 years I've seen anything bad come from it.
Yeah, it was just hey, Brock's gonna cash in. Bye. Okay, you tell us that like for since he won the damn thing.
Right.
Gosh. Well, that's all we got time for, guys. Thanks for listening. Um, leave your predictions in the comments down below, and we will review this on Monday. Extreme Rules reviews coming on Monday, and then we'll do our typical Tuesday, Wednesday Raw and SmackDown reviews. So thanks for the listen, and have a good night.
Good night, everybody.